It's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everyone. We're so grateful you're here today for our Easter gathering. If we haven't met yet, I'm Sandra, hostess with the mostest. I have my dearest friends, Kerry and Phil, with me today. Our friend Darren is enjoying his Easter with some friends and family. Today, as we celebrate Easter, I know we have friends also celebrating Passover. You'll hear in the music today a little bit of Christianity. I grew up Catholic and went to almost every year of my schooling to Catholic school. And although on our Sunday gatherings, we're non-denominational, everybody can attend, I realized putting together our service today that there were a couple of songs that I missed hearing. One is the Lord's Prayer, one is Let There Be Peace on Earth and Let It Begin With Me. And I found some other songs as well that go in with our theme today of faith. Faith means different things to different people. Kerry and Phil will be sharing the address with me, and we'll hear their take on it as well. So while we are together today, whatever your faith may be, or it may be blossoming, or it may be changing, let us all really celebrate being here. My friends over in England, they'll be doing our opening prayers, closing prayers, joining me in the address, and also doing the medium demonstration and some closing words for the week. I will be doing the reading and the healing as well. So with that, I'm going to just say welcome everyone, and I'm going to turn it over to one of you guys for our opening prayer, please.
Thank you very much, Sandra, and thank you for some beautiful songs to bring us into this Sunday gathering. Before I open in prayer, I'd like to say hello to two people, a Mr. and Mrs. Weber, who have been to every single Sunday gathering and are here in our audience, and also drove 4 hours round trip to come and see us demonstrate in Vancouver. So thank you very much for allowing us to meet you in person, and thank you to everybody else, whether this be your first Sunday gathering or your 259.
We're nearly there. 159.
159. It matters not. We're just pleased to have you here. And on this very special day, I know this day is special for many people around our globe. So as we enter into our Sunday gathering, please join me in prayer. Divine, ever-present Spirit, as we enter into this special day, this day through which many on our planet find comfort in their faith, comfort in their belief, and comfort in the way they choose to serve you, God. Within this day, we accept that as well as being non-denominational, we are accepting here of every single faith and belief there is. However, on this special day, we want to acknowledge that many will be sitting down with family. Many will be acknowledging what this day means to them. Many will have come from different churches this morning or going to different churches today, but joining us here. We're so pleased within this place that we can celebrate the life of a human being, the life of every human being, and the life of everybody that has gone to the spirit world and everybody who will join us within this physical world in the years to come. May we celebrate, may we come together under the banner of love and under the banner of We Don't Die, and celebrate today, this Easter Sunday. Amen.
Amen. That's beautiful, Kerry. Thank you so very much. I have so much love in my heart, you guys. I know we're not all together in one room, but I don't know if you can feel it, but it is bursting from me. I'm very happy. Before I get into our reading about faith, just before we started, I did a little quick Google search on why in the world do we celebrate with an Easter bunny and Easter eggs? Do you know why? Well, I'm going to tell you. When you think of Easter in springtime, our bunnies are associated with fertility because they can reproduce quite quickly. So the bunny became associated with springtime in the pagan tradition. So in paganism, bunnies, rabbits, and eggs were associated with that. And over the last few hundred years, because Easter and this pagan holiday all happened at the same time, it just automatically got merged together. So that's why the bunny and the eggs and Easter. Something to discuss over your holiday table. Why is faith so important? Sometimes when things don't go according to plan, we lose faith, but not only in ourselves, but also in any potential outcome in our lives. Failure will do that to you. When we experience life's monumental failures, it's easy to lose hope and even to lose faith. But what's the difference? Faith at its core is deep-rooted in the expectation of good things to come. It goes beyond hope. While much of hope lives in our mind, faith is steeped in the heart and in our spirit. It can't be explained away by reason or logic or be understood through a single dimension. While life can be hard at the best of times, faith is the knowledge deep down inside that things will get better. It's taking the next step when you can't see the entire staircase. Simply put, life would fail to have reason if we didn't have faith. We couldn't drive our cars without faith that someone wouldn't cross the divider and crash into us. If we didn't have faith, how could we fly in an airplane, a metallic machine soaring 35,000 feet in the air? Without faith, how could we move from one moment to the next without completely second guessing every last thing we did? Without faith, we couldn't expect that things would turn out all right for us, no matter what the situation we might be in. Faith then is just as important as the air we breathe. While the oxygen in the air nourishes the body, faith nourishes the heart and the soul. It's the energy that courses through every single fiber and cell within our beings. It's part of every muscle and every strand of thought. It is the fundamental foundation of our existence. Simply put, the importance of faith cannot be underestimated. People have moved mountains with their faith. Even when situations seemed dire and bleak, it was their faith that carried them through. There's little to no explanation for it in the physical realm. It's the metaphysical fiber that binds us all, carrying each of our deepest wishes and desires. That's where faith lives. Unfortunately, some people don't believe in things that they cannot see. They explain things away due to other causes and effects, failing to find the small miracles in life that exist and work in our favor on a constant basis. There's an enormous level of importance attributable to having faith. So here are 4 reasons why having faith is so important. Number 1, the focused power of faith breeds abundance. The mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It can be used for good, but also go to waste when neglected or abused. In times of trouble, we tend to move away from positivity. We go from a state of abundance to a state of lack. But faith is the tool that helps replenish abundance in the heart and the spirit, not just in the mind. Whatever it is that we focus on in life, we get more of. If we focus on problems, we live solely in those problems and have difficulty moving past the negativity. Alternatively, however, when we focus on positivity and seek out solutions, we can resolve our problems and move from a state of lack back to a state of abundance. When we train our minds to think in abundance and we hold unwavering faith, we gravitate towards just that. We attract good things because we believe and expect in good things to come. Similarly, when we believe and expect bad things to come, we can also attract that into our lives. Faith is the pathway for abundance, so be sure to hold it in the forefront of your mind. Don't be Don't be afraid to expect the very best for yourself. You deserve the very best. 2, faith helps you to discover your purpose in life. Going through life and all the ups and downs can really take a toll on us. At times, it's enough to question our very existence. But through all the trials and tribulations we might face, it's faith that gives us a helping hand. It works to guide us in the right direction, moving us towards and allowing us to discover our purpose in life. This doesn't happen overnight. Usually, when we're faced with a difficult situation, it gets harder before it gets better. Little by little, a part of us is broken until one day we dig deep down inside and somehow find the strength we needed to make it through. That strength comes from faith. Whether it's your faith in God or something else, that faith shall set you free. Everything in life is far easier to get through when we have faith. It's the guiding light that helps push us towards our purpose. Number 3, faith impacts stress, anxiety, and fear. It's easy to allow stress, anxiety, and fear to run our lives. There's a clear and documented connection between stress and the likelihood of disease and illness. But it's faith that helps to keep those things at bay. Even when we have no reason to believe that things will get better, it's through faith that our situations do improve. When you hold the utter expectation of that in your mind, no challenge is too difficult. Think back to situations in the past when you made it through something that you thought was insurmountable. Believe and expect that good things will happen, and they will. And last, number 4, faith is the pathway to finding solutions in life. Keep in mind that human beings were made to thrive and not just survive. If you're only surviving, there's far greater in store for you. There's a pathway to all of your solutions, and that pathway is steeped in faith and the expectation of greater things to come in time. No matter what the situation is, no matter how bad or dire you think it might seem, your faith can and it will get you through. You must accept that as fact and hold on to the expectation of greater things to come. Don't stop pushing or searching for an answer to help resolve whatever situation you might be facing in life. If you really want something in life, and I mean you really want it deep down inside, and you have a strong enough reason, you absolutely must achieve it, faith is the thing that helps you to see it through. At the core of faith is at the core of a persistent heart. Never give up on your hopes and your dreams just because you faced some initial setbacks. Lean on your faith as often as possible, and you'll soon come to realize why having unwavering faith is so important in life. So thank you for listening to that. I hope you're feeling a little faith and that you've had it all along. You have. We're going to go into our healing, and we actually have 2 songs for our healing. So it's a little bit longer, but there's more time to love and share. And while we go into our healing, if we want to rejoice and feel gratitude about those that we love that are with us, or experiences that we have, even our loved ones that may be invisible to our eyes, they're still with us, packed in the room with you, or wherever you are right now. The world needs love. The world needs healing, and so many people do. People, pets, the whole planet. If you want to just imagine that love flowing from you to the places in the world that need it, see people happy, whole, complete, perfect, living with that faith and love. The first song is one of my favorite singers. It is Andrea Bocelli singing the Our Father, the Lord's Prayer. It's always meant a lot to me in my life. And just before our address, the second song is a beautiful song by Whitney Houston and Mariah Carey, When You Believe. And belief and faith is what our address is about. So sit back, relax, enjoy these most beautiful songs by most beautiful artists. And we send love and healing to you also. Here we go.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you. And beautiful songs for our healing moment. And I'm sure everybody's incredibly grateful for 2 songs being in there. At this time, on this day especially, we begin to question maybe our faith, maybe where we are going to, what we're about. So your reading was exceptionally fitting, because it's at times like these that we do begin to question and challenge and explore, and maybe arrive at a different understanding as to what you think your faith is. And that last song about faith and belief. Belief is something we have that can be questioned. It can be questioned by others. If we say we believe in something, Phil and I will say we believe in the spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to tell you about the times where my faith was challenged, I have to say my belief in the spirit world didn't falter, but my faith, perhaps, in the spirit world was questioned by me at times. And it might be the same for you. When things happen, when people transition to the spirit world, where awful things happen to our loved ones, when our relatives or friends or pets, for whatever reason, become unwell, and the great creative force of life determines that it's their time to return home, that doesn't help us here on this planet. We all enter at that point into something called grieving. It's in that moment where I began to question my faith in the spirit world. But I wonder whether you are similar to myself in that loss isn't just about somebody going to the spirit world. It's about any loss. I don't know about you, but any loss makes me question my faith in the spirit world, my faith in humanity, my faith in relationships. I know I've had experiences no different to you. You've had bereavements, I've had bereavements. I've begun to question where they are, and my belief in the spirit world has stood strong. My faith in the spirit world began to dip. And then on the back of that, in 2008, my life completely changed. From something that was very stable, I found myself out at sea on my own, not literally, it is figuratively, with my daughter. And I stayed that way until many years later. But in the intervening times, in 2012, I had 3 bereavements in quick succession of people that were very, very close to me. And then I had to question my faith in the spirit world. What was it about my faith that kept on taking me back to the spiritualist churches, the centres, the private readings, the gatherings of people when spoken truly, they speak about the spirit world? What kept me going back there, giving up my free time, travelling perhaps 4 or 5 hours round trip for a cup of tea and enough fuel to put that fuel back into the tank of my car, maybe £5 if I was lucky. I had to look at my faith. What was I doing it for? Yes, it's okay to be in service, but faith is more than that. It's allowing something deeper within ourselves to speak loudly. There was a gentleman around about 2017 that I began to work with. And over time, that gentleman, whose name is Phil, and he doesn't know what I'm going to say, he reignited my faith in relationships. Because from 2008 until we began a relationship. Oh, way after that, probably around about 2018. 10 years of not believing a relationship could happen for me again. My faith in relationships was restored. My faith in humanity began to build again. My faith in the spirit world felt stronger than ever. But it doesn't take much to make us question our faith. A slight wobble, a bereavement, a day where you're exceptionally tired, perhaps, where you just feel that the world is against you. It takes not much to make our question our faith. I know for me it doesn't. When I'm in that moment, I find something to hook onto. I find something that is my hook. Now, I'm very lucky that this man at the side of me is very good at that. Is very good at saying, what's this really about? You might have your somebody. You might have your something. For 3 years now, part of my hook has been turning up here. When I've not been able to travel around the world and meet people, part of my route has been turning up here, and my faith is once again rekindled in the spirit world. I feel the presence of the spirit world. I feel you here. You might feel that you're insignificant, but you're not. In some way, you have gone to shape the faith I have in the spirit world. You're not responsible for it, but you have a part to play. So when your faith is questioned, know that it just shows that you're finding a way to find a stronger route to what your faith is. I know when my world felt like it was falling apart, I realized that actually I was setting deeper roots into what my faith was. Those roots are now stronger than ever, but sometimes what's above the ground will wave and blow in the wind, and it feels like my world is coming to an end until I get somebody saying, what's this really about? Let's have a look at that. So whatever challenges your faith, know it needs to be there, because if your faith is strong enough, it will be there after the wobble. If it isn't strong enough, it maybe was a way of you finding a path towards having faith and belief in something stronger.
Just need to take a second, ladies and gentlemen, because when we have something in our mind that we're going to speak about and we're listening to somebody else speak and they say something that allows you to move space and be touched in a way and become vulnerable, it is absolutely wonderful. Because I think you will agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that as we move through life, sometimes our resolve gets tested by people and the experience we may have had, as Kerry said there, and somebody comes along and changes that. So to hear those words is very touching, that just by being who we are helps another person. And what I had in mind to say is completely gone. And that is not unusual when we step up to the rostrum, step up to that point when we're about to speak. Even as a medium, we hope we're going to work in such a way, it leaves no doubt. And maybe for that recipient and that individual, what they hear changes their world and life. But it's a journey that is very personal to us all. A faith, a belief, and understanding is not something that we can read within a book. It's not something that we can be taught. It's not something that our parents can instill us. They will try to give us the right ethics and morals, but it's our journeys through life's experience that really create that faith. And my faith began to be challenged, as Kerry said, at a very early age. I was brought up through a particular religion where I had to attend Sunday school. And each Sunday I had to go and sit in class and colour and do different exercises, read the Bible, all kinds of things. And it was all good. It was all positive. I had fun memories. But as I started to get older, I used to question, when all the adults left the room to go and speak to God, I thought, well, what is so special that I can't go in there? Why am I not allowed? This is my faith. This is my understanding. Shouldn't I be in there as well? Well, I waited one day until the music was quite loud and everyone was singing at the top of their voices. And I looked round and the people that were looking after us weren't paying attention. They were talking with the children. Well, I snuck through the door into where God was speaking. And I remember keeping low and hiding behind a pew and listening to God's voice. And all of a sudden I thought, I recognized that voice. It wasn't a voice that really instilled faith in me as such. It wasn't this booming voice that was carried from beyond another world. It was no other than my stepmother preaching on that day. And I thought, oh, she's no God. But I understood the words she was saying, and they meant so much to myself and to everybody else that was listening. But it started to question, can everyone be in touch with God? Can everyone have that faith of their own? And from that point onwards, I started to question everything, not just about religions, but about life itself. And there's been many occasions where we've put our faith in people only to be let down at times. And it's not through that they're willing to do this purposely. It's other expectations, other happenings in life that cause this ripple effect. Well, it's those moments that may cause pain that we may reflect on, where we might feel beaten or we might feel downtrodden. But actually, we're finding our faith, the faith in life, the faith of whatever higher being you believe in, because there's always something good that comes out of those negative moments. Or should I say, those moments we deem are negative, when actually they're just changing. They're developing who we are, encouraging us to look at life differently and discover a belief that gives us faith. And as we walk through life at times, as I said, sometimes we get let down. So to hear Kerry's words that I was able to change her mind and faith about relationships is very moving, stirred a lot of emotion within me. But I've got to be honest, I did nothing special. I was brought up, or the way that I see life is to share what I think is love, to share how I would love to be treated. So to hear somebody turn around and say that I've made a difference, well, I hope so, in a way, because we're all leaders. You, your partners, your children, everybody you meet interacts with people. And it's through your actions that you give strength. You develop people's faith. You start to understand and see life differently. So where we might have had hiccups in life and tripped and fallen and had to pick ourselves up, it makes a difference when we start to reflect and start to see the true worth of who we are and stay and keep a belief in our faith and our morals and our ethics, and knowing that our faith is being built. So as a medium, my job is to connect with those people in the spirit world and relay their words, knowing that getting out of the way, letting them share how their story is and how they want to put it, has a profound effect on the person that I'm speaking to. But as a medium, I wanted to build a community, just like Sandra's We Don't Die, a community where we can call home. The Sunday gathering is one of them, where we all turn up every Sunday with a faith and belief that it's going to be inspiring with the music. And this week is no different. The music is absolutely exquisite. To hear Sandra's reading was just so poignant. To hear those touching words in many different ways of Kerry's made me think twice, made me throw away the script or what I thought I was going to talk about and just speak from the heart in this moment. And when we think about it, you need strength. You need a faith in this moment for me to share my words, to share my conviction, to share my story. So for me, faith is not a religion, but it's a way of life. And life teaches us that. And it makes us, or should I say, makes the world a better place to live, because we know each and every one of us right now, with whatever we're going through, is developing our faith in that life, sharing that goodness, but also bringing your truth forward. And that gives faith in other people. Reading your comments here about how beautiful Kerry is, how wonderful and beautiful, how Sandra's reading was. And just to see people taking notice. Kagi, I did read your message where you said I caught a bit of sun in this in America. Yes, I did. Caught even more on the beach here yesterday. But actually, it's that faith that knowing people are interested. Because my faith was shattered many, many years ago, where I lost trust in people. I didn't trust what they said or their actions. But now, thanks to you guys and this community, my loving wife and my best friend Sandra and Darren and everyone else in the background, you've given me a faith in people again and in life and what we can all do together to make this world such a better place. Thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you so much, Phil, and thank you, Kerry. You guys feeling the love? Oh, I sure am. Wow. Yeah, there is something so special about coming here on Sundays. You know, you see us always with a smile and inspiration and good words in our hearts, but we are just as human as everybody. We have tears, we have anger, we have sadness, we have fear, we've got all of it. So that's all behind the scenes. And before every Sunday gathering, I get nervous, I get excited. How's it going to all go? And there's just this feeling of being at home when we start. We always have David, who's the first voice we hear, wishing us good words. And so many of you come here week after week after week. And it's that faith of, I'm good enough just as I am. Kerry and Phil as well, beautiful souls inside and out. And everybody here as well. So I'm here to say that wherever you are on your journey of faith, whether you're 9 or 90, you are perfect, you are flawless. You're just where you need to be. Yesterday was my birthday. Yes, it was. I turned 57 years old. I was here with my aunt and with my mom. And thank you all who sent me nice birthday wishes. I appreciate it. But every so often, my mom can talk to me as like I'm the kid, right? So yesterday I said, Mom, I'm pushing 60. And out of the corner of my aunt's mouth, she says, Sand, don't push too hard. And it just made me laugh. Looking at my life where I am now, as far as faith goes, you know, one might think that I live this holier than thou life, that I've had this special arrangement with God, and that when I pray, and that I do pray, that, boy, the heavens and the earth move, right? You might think that of me. Well, nothing could be further from the truth. I had faith or religion pushed on me at a young age. I still remember being a little girl, being told that all of us kids were transferring to a Catholic school. And that meant a 45-minute drive from our house. That meant losing all of my friends. That meant wearing a uniform. So yes, from I think it was 4th grade all the way through high school, went to Catholic school. My family knew the right thing to do was to go to church every Sunday. So that we did. As a young person, I was asked to teach Sunday school. And of course I did, to the little kids. But was there faith? No, there was just something I had to do. So I never felt that I had any relationship with God or Jesus. You know, I'd always call myself spiritual, but not religious. But I don't even think I was spiritual. I was just living life the best I could. You know, I graduated high school, went right away into college and work, and always worked in the restaurant business, working 80, 90 hours a week. So faith wasn't there, really. Thankfully, I had a friend who slowly got me interested in what lies beyond. And of course, my fear of dying had me start searching as to if there is something else beyond, because I couldn't rely on my schooling and religion. Even though there's great stories of faith, they weren't there for me. It wasn't personal. And when my dad died, by that time, I did know that there was the reality of the afterlife. And my dad was super faithful. He went to church every single day, every day, every day. And so his version of faith is he really had a belief and a love for Jesus and wanted to live life helping people, making their days a little brighter, sharing positivity, and that's what he did. A beautiful, beautiful man. Someday you'll meet him, as I will get to see him again. But my journey of faith, boy, when Kerry was talking about the roots and maybe digging deeper to hold faith, I didn't know that that was what was going on within me. You see those pictures of a little single flower that comes through a concrete crack, I feel like that's been my life. There's been a lot of concrete. There's been a lot of struggle. There's been a lot of pain. There's been a lot of tears. There's been a lot of living life thinking I'm absolutely alone. If you can find yourself in this conversation, you're perfectly on the right path. It was in the darkest times that I had, and that was around the death of my dad, because I didn't just lose him, but many of you know that I lost relationships with my siblings and family members who, all that fighting over the will and all that kind of crazy stuff. I would have never guessed that. I don't know if this was choreographed or my soul came into life saying, I've got broad shoulders. God, give this to me. I want to make a difference. I don't know how it all happened, but it was out of those darkest times that I went looking for answers, that slowly, like a little rosebud, it was given light and fertilizer and water. And slowly that faith started to bloom. And I didn't realize it, but like looking at Kerry and Phil right now, I tell you guys, I know you love them. I love them more. I do. When you step up to the plate with your faith, even if you don't know how things are going to turn out, and you say, I'm here to serve, I'm here to explore, and whatever I find, I'm going to share it. And that's what I've done through podcasts and book and Sunday gatherings. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just having that wanting to share, that investigation of faith, and as like finding a treasure chest filled with treasure. Kerry and Phil are in my life, and Scott and Darren as well, and some other friends that have come in the journey. But it is this reward that just keeps on growing every time we have a Sunday gathering. We don't talk ahead of time what we're going to talk about. We just say, okay, subject, faith. That's it. And out of it, it is like there's this light that goes through us that knows exactly what's in our hearts, what's going to be shared, the songs, the ideas, the words. It's actually quite magical. Whatever religion is in your past, or maybe there isn't one, I often share that I believe that religions are like different lamps. There's zillions of different lamps around the world, but there's only one light. That light remains the same. And that light of the divine, that's what I call it, runs through every living, breathing thing, even things that aren't living and breathing, the rocks, everything that's made up of energy, that somehow we are all connected. So wherever you are on the journey, I ask that you be gentle on yourself, that you keep yourself plugged in. So I'm going to just unplug my computer for a second and show you the power cord. This is it, right? I didn't realize it till I started taking Kerry and Phil's classes back in the day. They teach something about sitting in the power, and I thought that is the connection to our soul. That can be the connection to the divine. It is quieting the mind. It is having that loving intention to serve, to blend with that unseen world or that light within. And without me having that charger, this computer would not stay charged for us to do the Sunday gathering. It's a relationship between you and your soul, your God, divine, universe, whatever you want to call it. If you don't quite believe, but you know there's something out there, that's perfect. If you've had a lifetime of belief, that's perfect. If you're somewhere on the journey, that's perfect. Here I am pushing 60 and now 57 years old. I have to say I'm in the right place. You know, I witness miracles. I do through Kerry and Phil's demonstrations. Sometimes I watch their classes on the replay. I get to see the connection with the spirit world and loved ones coming through. On Fridays, we've got the trance mediumship demonstration and have the most extraordinary conversations that it is my faith that I feel okay with. I feel like it's growing. I feel like I really am taking root right now. And I get to shine and I get to share. And it feels good. So I request everybody find a way to plug yourself in. Certainly having those quiet moments with your soul and sitting in the power is ever so important. But also staying plugged in. Keep coming back to our Sunday gathering. Keep reading books. Keep listening to inspirational things, those things that have you question who you are and what it's all about in the bigger picture. Look at life like everything is a miracle. It really is easy to get trapped into the belief that we are just a human being and life can kind of suck sometimes, right? We are feeling guilty about the past and what we should have done and looking forward to the future and worrying. And the truth is, all we truly have is right now. And we know we've heard that a million times, that all we have is the present. But think about it. Can you exactly remember exactly where you were 24 hours ago and exactly what it was you were worried about? Probably not, because you only have right now. So be in this present moment. The last thing I'm going to leave you with is something I just recorded on my last podcast that's coming out on Friday. I'm a big fan of watching anything about genealogy and tracing your roots. And Mom and I were watching a television show, and the man who's giving the show, he just had people imagine their relatives. So if you right now can imagine your ancestors packed in the room, you know, maybe your parents, great grandparents, great grandparents, maybe dating back several hundred years or even 1,000 years. I mean, there's people that are responsible for you. If you were to look from their point of view and look at you, like right now, living right here today, April 9th, 2023. So we get caught up in our own mind, don't we? Right? Like I said about the past and the future. But what would they think of you right now? I mean, they'd have a holy cow moment. The technology that we have, having radio, music, our cell phones, living in homes, having running water, having a toilet in the house. Oh my gosh. So many things. Like, folks, we've got it made, really, compared to our ancestors. And you know, they didn't have modern day medicine. Can't even imagine what they had. But take a moment and look from the outside in about who you are. Give gratitude. Don't be so darn hard on yourself, really. You are blooming. You are blossoming. You are at the perfect place on your journey. And you're beautiful. You're flawless. You are one of a kind. And we love you. So that's all I have to say about that. Thank you. With that, we're going to go into our demonstration of mediumship. It is so pleasurable each and every week to have members of the spirit world get to say some things and have their voices heard again. Of course, that's through our mediums, Kerry and Phil, these wonderful people that have given their life to humanity so that people on both sides of the veil can be heard. Now, you and I, we still have our mouths and our fingers that we can type and communicate. They live in a silent world. They can communicate through thought, though. So we have some beautiful people, Kerry and Phil, that are our mediums today. And if you're here for the first time, just want to let you know how this goes. And it's a little refresher course if you've been with us before. But there will be a few people from the spirit world to get an opportunity to connect with a loved one that's here on earth through the mediumship of Kerry and Phil. The spirit world has this planned out, so they know who it will be coming through. I don't know how they do it. We're going to learn it someday when we get over there. But they have a way of planting pictures and feelings and memories and thoughts and maybe smells and tastes and sounds within the beings of Kerry and Phil. And I'm sure they still get nervous because they're human, but they put that aside and they work through it. And what the spirit world represents to them, they're going to verbalize. So you'll hear them start off with a few initial bits of information about the person that has contacted them from the spirit world. So they will voice that, maybe who the person was to you or what they did for a living or who knows what. We want you to really be listening in on the edge of your seat. Do you recognize this person? Now, it has to be a person that no longer walks this earth, okay? Could be a friend, it could be a family member, could be somebody distant. They sometimes work in weird and wonderful ways. But if you can recognize all the information that they have shared about the person that is in touch with them, we want you to press your raise hand button. Now, this is the time for everyone to participate. Find your raise hand button on whatever kind of device you are on. Press it, see what happens on your side. Even if you've done this before, you'll get 1 calorie burned off by doing this, so why not? And then it should say lower hand, so go ahead and press the lower hand button. Excellent. Often, a couple of people can understand this information, so it may take a couple of minutes to identify who the person is for. You will never be on screen. We won't have to look at you, but we love to hear your voice. So if you understand all the information, I'm going to press a magic button and something will pop up on your screen asking you to unmute yourself. And so you just click yes there. Let Kerry and Phil do the work. Let them share this information about the person. And all we need from you is a nice, clear yes, no, or I don't know to the information that they share. We human beings always get excited and we want to share about our loved ones, but don't do that. Let them do the work so that we know that they really are in conversation with your loved one. Now, your loved one could be standing right next to you, and however they do it, they are planting seeds and thoughts within Kerry and Phil. They can multitask. So don't think they only show up on a Sunday gathering. They are part of your life daily, also living their lives in the spirit world. So that's pretty much how that goes. Yes, no, or I don't know. Don't be afraid. This is not the time to go for tea thinking somebody else will have the communication. Could be you, could be you. Before every demonstration, we love to play a piece of music. And I found a new song that I have never heard before. It's called Flawless by Mercy Me. And it's an entertaining video. Does have a Christian theme to it, but it just says how perfect you are and how flawless. I think the words are brilliant. The video is brilliant, makes me feel good. And I thought I would share that with you today. So let me play that for you, and then we'll be back with our demonstration of mediumship. And if you want to just imagine your loved one standing right there beside you with a big smile on their face. Don't you love that? Wow, Mercy Me and Flawless. And happy Easter, everyone.
That was absolutely beautiful. I have never heard that song before, but a very intriguing video and a truly touching song as well. Very, very good. Very good choice, Sandra. Well found. Isn't it lovely when we come across songs that we haven't heard of before, but they bring something new? Wonderful. So it is one of the parts of the Sunday gathering that we know matters. The address touches everybody. The mediumship should also touch everybody, because you know that in the room that you're in right now, your loved ones are there with you. So as I begin to work with the spirit world, I do feel that I have a gentleman in the spirit world. I feel that there is a sense with him of his passing being around about this time, and I do feel he's younger, Sandra. I know that he would be either son or nephew, because I know he would be younger. I also know that he passes to the spirit world through an accident. Okay. And I know if it isn't on Easter, I know Easter changes each year, but if it wasn't on Easter Sunday, it would be very, very close to Easter Sunday.
Thank you, Kerry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who can understand that information? Please press your raise hand button. Okay, we have Diana with her hand raised. Diana, if you could press your unmute button. Hi, Diana.
Hi.
Happy Easter.
Hi. Happy Easter to you.
Hi, Diana. So you understand everything I've said?
Yes, with nephew.
It was nephew. You must have known him quite well, though.
Yes.
Okay, because I know as I felt him, I knew that that relationship was going to be one where you would know him quite well, and you would know he passed through an accident.
Yes.
And you would know that it would be on or very close to Easter Sunday.
Close to, yes.
Okay, because I get this sense when it comes to Easter, there's a sense within the family of this remembering the passing, but also celebrating his life.
Yes. Yes.
I feel that the family would be going to church as well, Diana.
Part of the family, yes.
Okay, because I do feel that there is a religious sense here of them going to church. And I know Easter is very special for a lot of Christians, for all Christians around the world. And I feel with your nephew, there's a sense of passing around Easter, but also the sense of everlasting life around Easter too.
Yes.
I know with your nephew that his personality is such that he wouldn't have wanted to be the focus of attention.
Correct, yes.
Because as I go for more evidence from him, it's almost as if he's saying, I'm here, what do I do now? I don't want to say too much about myself, so I know I don't want an incredible amount of attention to myself. But I know that he would have been very profound in the words that he would have spoken.
Yes, for sure.
I know he's incredibly philosophical and incredibly able to say the right thing at the right time.
Yes.
Diana, I get too that you must have gone since his passing to the theatre with one of his family.
Oh, that's funny. Yes, for sure.
Because you would know that it would have been an Andrew Lloyd Webber musical or play that you went to see.
Oh God, you know what? I wouldn't know, but I would bet yes. And if not me, his mom for sure. Yes.
Okay, because I also know that he brings memories to me of watching Jesus Christ Superstar on the television with his family as part of Easter. But I know that he wants to acknowledge him seeing you and the members of his family going to the theatre. I also know he doesn't want to talk about himself. I'm trying, believe me, I'm trying here. But I know he would have been such a clever mind.
Yes.
I know his intelligence is so strong here. He would have said it was his strongest facet.
Yes.
I know too that he must have studied theological or philosophy. Would you know that?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I feel like not only does he have this intelligent mind, but he must have studied to understand theology and that philosophical approach. I know too that he must have had his choice in music. You would know, Diana.
Yes.
And you must know specifically some songs that he listens to.
Yes.
Because I know very recently you have been listening to songs that you know were choices that he would use.
Yes. Yeah.
Please know that this, and Diana, you would know there's a birthday around about Easter that he's wanting to acknowledge.
Yes.
Okay, I know this is his way of coming to say, I'm with you, I see you, please let my family know I am there, because I know there is a specific meal takes place around Easter. He is there. He also wants to say thank you, Auntie. Thank you for the things that you have done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to do that, Diana.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much.
I cut her off. Happy Easter. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Kerry.
Okay, I do have what feels like another young soul coming forward, but I do feel it's a young girl. I do know that this young girl is very much, her personality is slightly different to the young boy before, or the young man beforehand, because I feel that she would have loved to be center of attention. I do know that I do feel that she would have, whoever is in our audience would have on videotape or phone or some sort of VCR, her singing. I don't believe she was the best singer on the planet, but I do know, I do feel I've got daughter here, and I feel I need to reach out to parents, and you would have a video of her singing as loud and proud as she could possibly be.
Thank you very much, Kerry. All right, we have two lovely ladies with their hands raised.
Okay, and this singing would need to be on video, not just photographs, but you must, and one of the two people must have remembered that very recently or watched it very recently.
Okay, we have Lisa and Elizabeth, both with your hands raised. I'm saying your names out loud in case it was by accident that you pressed your button, but their hands remain raised.
And I feel too, there is a special moment to do with Easter, the whole process of Easter. So I feel it's a family ritual to go Easter egg hunting, or to do the Easter bonnet, or the Easter the Easter parade. So there must be, as well as this singing video, there must also be memories of an Easter parade with your daughter.
Both hands remain, no, both hands do not remain raised. Both hands went down.
Okay. Then one of our two people must also know Frank in the spirit world. Not this young boy's name, but know Frank in the spirit world, or Frankie.
Oh.
But they also need to be taken all of the original evidence, the daughter, the singing, it being on video, and going Easter egg hunting.
Okay, Raquel, your hand is raised. Let's just check in with you. Raquel, hello?
Hi.
Hi, Raquel, do you understand everything I've said?
Only the name Frank.
Okay, I need you to accept everything else, but thanks for putting your hand up.
Okay.
Thank you. We have Lisa with her hand raised. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Hi, Lisa. You understand the name Frank in the spirit world?
Yes, but not close at all.
No, I know what they showed me, the film from the Easter parade, so I knew that was coming up there. I know that with your daughter, Lisa, that you would have these videos of her singing.
Yep, terribly.
But it's loud and proud.
Yeah, yep.
I feel that there is never any hint of embarrassment, because she absolutely loves what she's doing. But I feel that she would have been younger.
I have both, actually, young and old, yeah.
Okay. And with her, I know that there would have been this Easter habit of Easter egg hunting.
Yeah, every year.
And you must have hidden the Easter eggs, though, for her to
Yep.
find.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
And one of the Easter, and I feel it would be close to, not the year of her passing, but close to, where she must have said, Mom, I'm too old for this now.
Oh my gosh, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay, then there must have been a thought within you about her. Is she too old for this? Because I get the sense that she had this excitement within her every single year.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Because there's a real feeling within here of, I know I'm too old for it. It's almost like Father Christmas. Nobody ever gets too old to believe in Father Christmas.
Right. Absolutely, I get it.
And what on that Easter egg hunt, in one of the photographs, Lisa, you must have a picture of a big Easter bunny, somebody dressed as the Easter bunny.
I do have it. Yes.
And because
Not
I
from,
know
not from the Easter egg hunt.
Okay, but you have a picture of this large Easter egg, this large bunny. And I have a sense with her too. As she was singing, there must be very vivid memories of her. I know you said that there's 2 occasions, but there must have been one occasion where she sang. Let me get this right for her. Would you know, Lisa, where she sang at somebody's funeral?
No.
Okay, but it would, let me get my teeth in, but you would know where she sang at a family gathering.
Probably
It
like
feels like she's center of attention.
Yes,
and the
like
family are all
that,
watching. Okay, but
more as a joke, because she couldn't sing at all.
well, I feel her passion for it, and I would almost believe she could sing, but I know that there must have been quite a number of the family present here, because it feels like they're coming together.
Yes.
I know for many around the world, today is a very special day, but I know this morning you must have done something for your daughter that was about painting an egg or making memories about the Easter hunt and doing it in her memory or for her.
I did not.
Then there must be something you have, Lisa, that is to do with the Easter egg hunts from the time that she was here.
Yes.
Because I know she makes me aware of that Easter egg or those memories of Easter egg hunts, and that you would have remembered those this morning.
I don't think I actually thought about it until you brought it up, but it is something I did every single year.
Okay. Then I have to say that this is her way of saying she is with the family, because she wants there must have been very recently where the family have been together though, Lisa.
That's hard for me to say.
Okay, because I hear her singing, and I know she's singing, whether it be badly or not. I know she's singing, but she's singing Happy Birthday, Lisa.
Well, her godmother's birthday is next week.
Okay. Please know that this is her way of, and I know you're aware that she's around, but please know that today is her way of saying, I'm here, Mom. I'm here. And she's singing. I don't hear it badly.
I believe she is singing. Yep, that's beautiful.
Okay. Thank you very much, Lisa. Thanks for allowing me to do that for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to pass over to Phil. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Kerry. Beautiful, beautiful. Love these two volunteering their time on Easter Sunday, being with us. Love them.
Where else would we be rather than the Sunday gathering, Sandra?
No idea.
Do you know what? People talk about mediums being in service, but I've got to be honest, it's just a passion. It really is for what we do. And it's wonderful to see evidential mediums work as well. So hello and welcome back. It's good to be back with you. So I'm just going to carry on from Kerry. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm just questioning something, ladies. I'm gonna make a royal mess of this. I know I am. Just as I'm just okay. So as I become aware of the spirit world, I know I have father. I know his name is John. I know he would have loved to almost be out in the bear with me. I just want to make sure I get this little bit right. It's almost like I want to be out in the country. And when I say that, I know there would have been either expeditions or camping trips with him as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Who can understand that information? Press your raise hand button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have Kathleen with your hand raised. If you could, oh, Kathleen, try that one more time. I accidentally muted you. Kathleen, if you could press your unmute button again. Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
That was my fault. Sorry.
Hello, Kathleen. So you understand everything I've said. Dad in the spirit world, his name was John, and he loved to be out in the country and like there's memories of camping trips.
Yes.
Okay. Would you understand as well that he liked to be in charge of those camping trips?
Yes.
Because it just feels here that, and I'm going to go with this one. Would it be also right that you would understand the name of Wayne as well? Still here, not in the spirit world, still here.
I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. But with your dad, I'm going to come back to that in a second. With your dad, would I be right in saying that he would go on little adventures as well or take you on adventures when camping?
Yes.
And would I be right in saying he used to like to not go camping just with tents, but just almost like wild camping?
No.
Bear with me. There must be memories where we used to make campfires, though.
Maybe.
And it's almost like I want to go down to the side of a stream, side of a brook, where there should be memories of this.
Yes.
Okay, because I know it's just Dad's way. It's almost like I want to get away from civilization. I want to get everyone out in the country, and I want people underneath the stars.
Maybe.
Okay, bear with me, Kathleen. Would I be right in saying there should be memories with your dad where we went camping, where we would sit outside till late and look at the clear skies and the stars?
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? Because I know there should be. And I'm going to check just here, just for a second, Kathleen. You've not done this recently, have you?
Have not done this recently?
You've done this yourself recently, either sat out late looking at the stars?
Been wanting to, have not done it.
That's fine, because I know where you said I'm not sure about it, he wouldn't let go of it, so I know he's aware of that desire. I know he's aware of showing me those skies as well. But there must be memories of either going camping in the mountains or those hill areas as well.
Not hills, no.
Not hill, but the mountains.
No.
And you have no memory of going to places like Denver, Colorado, or that area camping?
No.
And I'm not with you, because I know what I'm seeing is very, very clear. So thank you for coming forward, but I know what I've got here. So Sandra, you're welcome. Thank you. Can we open this back up? I know I want John in the spirit world. I know it should be father, and I should know there would be memories of camping.
All right. Both Diana and Stacy have their hands raised.
Bear with me. But I want all of it, where there's memories of camping, and I actually want to go where I said originally there should be wild camping. I know there should be either a favorite spot we used to go to, Colorado, and I'm actually going to go out on a little bit of a limb. I actually want to say that we've been to Arizona, near the river, going through the Grand Canyon, that area as well.
Okay, we have Diana. Oops, Diana, if you would
I
press
didn't
your-
raise my hand originally because his name is Don, not John, but everything else is 100%.
Okay, then let me work with this, because I did feel that, okay. But you understand everything else I've said?
Everything else, the
Okay.
states, the traveling, the stars, all of it.
That's fine. And wild camping as well?
Wild camping, yes.
And either down near streams or rivers?
Yes.
And it's almost like I want to go to that Colorado, Denver area.
Yes.
That's fine, because I know here it's that sense as well. But I also know, I want to check something I want to go back to. Where I mentioned the name of Wayne, would you understand the
Yes.
name? That's fine. That's where I want it to be, because I can't change the original image that I
Yep.
got. And I want, that's fine. Would you understand where your dad was a character, though?
Yes, definitely.
And if I said there was memories where he would like to be out of the way, away from civilization, and making it up as he went along.
Yes.
And would I be right in saying he had a really good sense of humor as well?
Yes, he would say so.
Okay, I know so, because there must be memories where we used to cook on the open fire as well.
Yes.
And would I be right in saying it was those easy foods like beans as well?
Yep.
And if I said he's showing me a scene here from Blazing Saddles where they all get a little bit windy, do you understand where he's going with this?
I do, yes.
That's fine. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but there's a lovely aroma that I'm smelling, and I know exactly what it is. So I know that kind of memory I wanted, but I want to say these are happy memories, because I know there was a lot of laughter, a lot of fun, and a lot of mischief at those times.
Yes. Yep.
And would I be right in saying, Diana, there's memories where either Dad on one of these camping trips gave you your first taste of alcohol?
Oh gosh. I don't know about that, but I can take alcohol in the camping trips. But
I know there
about-
was, because I'm getting there's certain aromas of certain
Yes.
spirits, like whiskies
Yeah.
and things like that. So I know here, but I know there's a memory. So just think on that. But I
Yeah.
know it's Dad's way. Dad had a bond with you where he could give you a wry smile and a little wink. You knew exactly how he was feeling and what he was
Yes.
meaning.
Yes.
I know you had that very close relationship because he was very protective of you as well.
Yes.
And I want to say these camping trips with him were like his way of nurturing you as well.
Yeah.
And would I be right in saying there were some times where you came across critters like snakes and things?
Yes. Yeah.
And he would point them out to you, not to get you scared, but he would point them out and how to deal
Yes.
with them. Okay. But I want to say there was either a near miss with a rattlesnake.
Yes.
Okay. And I want to say he got a little bit too close.
Yep.
And would I be right in saying he wasn't bitten through the skin, but his clothing was caught?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because it feels like I don't like snakes, and I got everyone tells me they're not slithery, but it's a case of I can see the fang through the jeans and everything. So I know here it was very, very close, because it's almost like I'm shaking my leg, but the snake's hanging on. Okay. So I know it. Okay, because I just know it's that sense. But I want to say your dad had a wonderful way of how can I put this? Almost finding his way by the sky and the sun.
Yes. Yeah.
And he must have done this with you when you were very young.
Tried to. Yes.
I know he tried to, because I know he winged it. He knew where he was going, sort of thing. So I know there's that camaraderie, there's that sense of fun. But I want to say Dad brought everything alive on these camping trips. And I know there's memories of throwing boulders into the river and everything to pass the time.
Yes. Yes.
It's almost where you've also thought about going back and doing these kind of adventures recently as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I want to say where you've thought about getting away from everything. And this is Dad's way of saying, I'm with you. It's his ideas that is impressing upon you.
Yes.
almost to get that clarity of your mind. Now, I'm just going to go back because I want to understand something. Would I be right in saying, Diana, your dad used to love the old John Wayne films?
Yep. 100%.
And would I be right in saying there's memories of going on camping, not just the camping, but horseback rides as well?
Yes. Yes.
And he used to imitate John Wayne as well.
Yeah.
So now you know why I thought I got your dad's name, John,
Yes.
and where Wayne came from and everything else.
Yes.
Because he's shown me this image at the beginning as well. But your dad would play different characters in the sense of those that were like superheroes. He loved that type of character.
Yes.
And he must have liked Batman as well.
Loved him.
Because I know here he keeps on putting punches out, pow, and all the rest of it like the cartoons. And I know there's memories of play fighting in slow motion with him as well.
Yeah.
And one last memory before I do leave you. I know when we were camping, a scorpion got in the sleeping bag.
There actually was. I don't know if it was a scorpion, but a big bug.
Okay, I'm taking. No, it looks like a scorpion because I don't want to get bit. But I know your dad had an antidote or theory what to do in certain situations. I'm glad that didn't happen because I do not trust his antidotes and everything else, because I know it's just his mindset. I'm going to leave his love with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me going down memory lane, but know he's with you. Know he's trying to help you clear your mind. And this is where the impression of retracing the steps are. Your dad, I'm going to say just another thing. Your dad, there was no facilities for the bathrooms or anything, was there?
Correct.
And you had to wash yourself in the streams and things like this.
Yes.
There must be a memory where you did this or other family members and dad would run down, grab the clothes and run off.
Somebody would, yes.
Okay, because I know here he's just bringing all this fun in, and he wouldn't bring them back. They'd make you walk. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll leave that alone. We'll close that door because I know here it's just the fun of those camping trips that I'm going to leave you. Thank you for coming forward. It's been an absolute pleasure, Diana.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be back on the Sunday gathering. I hope you've enjoyed today with all the talk, all the addresses, the contacts, the music. It is a sheer pleasure to be part of an inspiration that lifts the whole week.
Ditto. Thank you so much, Phil. Absolutely beautiful. And to all of our loved ones that are in the spirit world, I know, ladies and gentlemen, that we hope it's our loved one that comes through. We do. But I guarantee you they are with you. Someone just said to me on Friday, keep a smile on your face because there's going to be somebody smiling right back at you in the invisible world around you. They love you. They've lived this life. It's a tough life, but and their love, they go on. We will see them again, and they are still part of our lives. Keep yourself plugged in. One of the beautiful things that we offer are our mediumship classes with Kerry and Phil. They start in just 2 weeks' time. We want to introduce you to the power of your soul that can connect with people psychically, mediumistically. When I said keep yourself plugged in, like I said, the being part of a class that meets every week, and you get the replays, of course, if you can't join them all live, but it's a beautiful, beautiful way to really open up that faith that we do go on. So in 2 weeks' time, we've got some great courses starting with Kerry and Phil. Also this coming Monday, our friend Scott Milligan starts his 4-session class, A Trance in the Altered States. He also offers a Sitting for Power Hours on Tuesday. Friday, we have In the Arms of Eternity, where we sit for healing, and also a trance medium demonstration. All kinds of other great events coming up. Kerry and Phil are traveling. You get to see them up close and personal. They are going to be in Ohio in May, and there's other great things that they're doing. So where to find all of this? The home base is wedon'tdie.com. Click on the store page, or there's a Kerry and Phil page up at the top as well that you can see everything they offer. And we have, lots of great things coming up. Also, that's where you're going to find the links for the upcoming Sunday gathering. Also at the We Don't Die mediumship.com page. There is a Sunday gathering page. If you should choose or wish to leave a donation for our Sunday gathering, you can. Thank you to all of you who have donated, by the way. Makes us be able to do this each and every week. You can also watch replays of past Sunday gatherings because you may need a little boost of faith and inspiration, and we are here for you for that. I think that's it for announcements. So we're just going to each share some closing words. And of course, then we have the song, Let There Be Peace on Earth at the end. And I think many of us know it, so we can pretend we're all holding hands around the globe and sing it loud and sing it proud, even if we can't sing. So all I want to do to share with you right now is really to just ask you to be gentle on yourself, to believe. Having faith is like putting a smile on your face and acting as if you're happy. When you have faith, or when we have faith, that there is this invisible world around us filled with love, filled with divinity, filled with guidance, somehow life just seems better. And I tell you what, miracles start happening. The right people come into your life. It's amazing what happens. We are these divine souls. You are never alone, and we love you. So I'm going to pass it on to Kerry and Phil, and happy Easter, everybody.
Thank you very much, Sandra. Thank you for being with us as we close this Sunday gathering. Allow yourself to be touched by the words that have been shared. But more importantly, what would your family members, seen and unseen, be saying to you today? And what would you say back? Sandra talked about being in the moment. If we were in the moment right now, what would we say to those people around about us if we had no hindrances and no wondering, will I look foolish, or will my love be reciprocated? What if you just went and spoke your truth, had faith that you are enough and that the truth you spoke was good enough too?
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have faith that your loved ones are with you right now. That faith that every step of your life, every breath that you take, they're with you, inspiring, rooting, supporting, and loving you. Have faith that you are the best version of who you are, and you can achieve. You can achieve anything that you put your mind to. Anything that is in the way, you can overcome. There are no boundaries of faith, of desire, of love, of upliftment. Stay true to who you are. Create the world that you believe you should have, and create a world that you feel everyone should live in. It is your progressive and everlasting faith that can make such a difference for you, your family members, those people that you call friends, but everyone that joins us here on the Sunday gathering, knowing whatever your aims, desires, they are there trying to create them for you. Keep the faith. Thank you for listening. So it's also my job, ladies and gentlemen, to take you into what we call that closing prayer. So if you can join me by closing your eyes and going into your power, your understanding, your love, and holding whatever you may choose to support, your God, universal power, creative force of life, dear within your hearts and within your minds. Dear Father, Mother God, we ask to be heard in this moment as we all join together in what we call love. Love that we share, love that we want, and love that we give to one another. It is within that power, with that intention, that we open our hearts and minds to those forces within this world that create that positivity, that help us live that best life, that help us find our truth. As we walk through this life, we ask that everybody that we meet has that light shine upon them and from them, to make this world a happier place, making sure that everybody's faith is heard developed, and built. It is in this moment that we reach out and thank those people that have come forward, not just to inspire and touch those recipients, but for the rest of us that heard their stories, that could see their lives clearly in front of them and what it meant for those people to receive those words of love. It is within this moment we share as a family, as brother and sisters, because there is no boundary within this world, no boundary within this life that can stop us rejoicing life itself. We ask that that boundary may never enter into our minds, and we see each other as kin, we see each other as family, but also know that we share love from one another to everybody that we meet within your name, which is truth. Amen.
Thank you very much, Kerry and Phil. I love you guys so much. As we go into our closing song, let us all know that we can bring faith to others. They can see good in us and go, oh, all is possible. So that all begins inside each one of us. So if you know the song, sing it loud and sing it proud. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Oh, we love you all. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Thank you all, Kerry and Phil. Thank you, friends in the spirit world. Thank you, and big hugs. And we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.